And so I said, so let me give you an example. I said, now here I am, it's me, and it's three of you. When we walk out of this room, it's not going to be, well, the parent is right. It's going to be, you are right.
We're not saying who's right or wrong. We're trying to work through this. Right now, you're standing up.
Well, yeah, I'm standing up because you said, come on, let's go.
I know.
It's what you said. So
you're
I'm standing
to talk,
up.
You're saying you're pressing record, whatever you're doing.
And yes, I am.
We're trying to move forward so that we can have a better relationship between our school and our parent right now that's upset, or a grandparent that is upset.
Well,
right now, what we need to cut, or we're going to be walking around in circles the entire afternoon. So right now, I would like you to sit down. You know that we have a certain policy of how our students should be behaving in class. In no ways was Mrs. Jackson trying to tell you that your child or your grandson was this crazy out of control child. But you read into it that way in an email. You even said, yes, females are awful.
I tell you what you're telling me is that my kid does not fit in your program.
Absolutely.
That's what you're telling me.
My mouth.
Well, you're putting words into my mouth by saying, I have an upset parent here. I'm not upset. The conversation between Miss Jackson and I was.
So you were upset earlier when you demanded to speak to me.
Please do not cut me off in the middle of my conversation. You're disrespecting me. I'm not disrespecting you. I listen to you.
You need a break. I'm going to take her out of the room.
I listen to you. I don't cut you off.
So I would appreciate you to sit down.
I would appreciate you.
I think you're making a bigger deal of it.
No, your teacher is making a bigger deal out of this than
they're not administration. They're educators.
Your teacher is making a bigger deal out of this.
Sit down real quick, sir, so we can talk about this. I don't want you standing up while we are.
I have a bad back, so I'm standing up. No, I'm listening to you.
So you were frustrated in our conversation because she used the words shooting noises. That put something in your mind that made you frustrated. You even brought that up in our conversation earlier, that you were upset that she used shooting noises because your words, here's this black student or black child who is making shooting noises. You took it to that level. So you were reading into her.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question, Miss McMillian. What do you expect me to do when I get something in writing and it says shooting? What do you expect me to do?
They're children. They make those noises.
Tell your teacher that. Don't tell me that. Tell your teacher that.
Talk to her.
Now I am getting upset because here you are going to take everything that we said, turn it around, and make it seem like I brought garbage to you.
I never said that you brought garbage, but that's where your mind went, and you were upset about that.
No, I was not upset. I thought I could sit down with you and say, hey, these are the issues. And being is that we are having all of this Black Lives Matter stuff here, the first thing that comes out of her mouth is shooting noises.
But that's not something she's even thinking about. And I understand that is what you're thinking about.
Let me show it to you. If she's not thinking,
she's telling you so that you know, so that what you did exactly as that supportive, involved guardian, you went home and you asked your child, why were you making shooting noises?
Then she should have asked him, Davian, are you making shooting noises, or why are you making shooting?
Because he had his fingers up. That's the other piece that went with it.
So if that were the case, then Davian could have told her, I like airplanes. And he would have told, I like airplanes, I like rockets. And I was trying to emulate a rocket. But don't throw this back on me. Let me please finish. Let me finish. Let me finish what I'm saying.
This is not the first time that conversation.
Okay, I tell you what, since I can see we cannot talk because you don't want me to talk. You want to exert your principal role. I'm not your student. I'm not your employee. When you listen to what I have to say, I'll listen to what you have to say.
You go first, since you want to go first.
And don't cut me off in the middle of my sentences again.
Go ahead.
So what she should have done, if she thought he was making shooting noises, then she should have addressed that with him and asked him a probing question. Are you playing with a gun or you're shooting or what? Then, if that's the case, she would have had some substantial backup to put shooting in the email. But you said she's not thinking about shooting. And if she's not
thinking, real quick, I want to cut you off. She's not thinking about the Black Lives Matter and what's going on outside of these four walls right now.
Okay, well, it's just like Donald Trump's. It's just like it is about politics. So I'm giving you examples. If Donald Trump can stand up and call and say a woman is bleeding out of her eyeball, she's bleeding here, and it's wrong. It is politically. It's not. Miss McMillan, I'm 61 years old, and again, I'm going to say the same thing that I said to her. I've been in education longer than you were born, and longer than you were old.
Okay.
Now, the politically correct thing was for her not to put shooting in an email, because I'm a black person. And this is what's happening out here in the environment with young black men that are being incarcerated for just walking down the streets.
You don't know my life. You don't know where I come from. You don't know my background. So please do not try to make this about race.
You know what?
I'm done. And you had an issue with our school.
I'm done with it. I have not had an issue with your school.
And we had to sit down before you even enrolled. I had to take you on a special tour.
Well, is that person here? Is that person here that I had the issue with? Is she still here?
It's not because of your situation.
Okay, well, if it's not because of my situation, then I didn't have an issue with your school. I had an issue with your personnel.
Thinking that it was due to a certain...
Thinking it was due to race, right? Thinking it was due to race, right?
You told me.
Yeah, that's a lie. That's a lie. You're sitting there and I'm going to call you a lie in front of your employee. You're lying.
Okay. Have a great day. Call her. Okay. So you can go ahead and do it.
After you.
Thank you.
I'll walk up.
Oh, okay. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Right, okay. So before I leave, where do we go from here so that I can... No, it's not up to me, it's up to you.
We want your family here, but we need you to be on the same page with us and understand what we're
Tell me who I...
Hey guys, what are you here for? Late pickups?
Tell me where I'm not on the same page. Now, if you want to go to the office, we can.
If you would like to talk some more, we can definitely.